Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. We literally have people plugging in from all over. I honestly just want to welcome with the I Am Mastery Academy. So I'm going to be, my name is Maria, and I'm going to be talking to you about a particular company and opportunity that I'm a part of that's not only changed my life, but it's also improved my life significantly and the lives of thousands of people all around the world. And I honestly hope it can do the same for you. So a bit of background. I'm a medical student currently in my third year, and it was basically as I was progressing through my medical degree and had the privilege of working with so many doctors, did I actually see how truly time poor they were, or time strained for another word. And not only that, but in many cases, there were financial struggles involved too, working paycheck to paycheck, coming out with huge amounts of student debt. And so that was when I realized pretty quickly that that's not really the life I envisioned for myself or my future. And that was definitely not the way I wanted to live. But I knew that there has to be another way, because not everyone has to go through that. It can't be impossible for me to have that career that I've always wanted as a doctor, but also have that lifestyle. And so that was when, about 11 months ago, I basically stumbled across the I Am Mastery Academy, which is basically what I'm going to be talking to you about today. So this is the I Am Mastery Academy in the industry of trading. So when it comes to the I Am Mastery Academy, they were recently featured in Forbes, recently, about a few months ago. And also, they basically launched back in 2013. So if I give you a bit of history about how they came about, they were basically started off by a husband and wife, Christopher Terry and his wife, Isha, who had about 20 years of trading experience themselves. But what they realized pretty quickly was that trading is not rocket science. Investing is not rocket science. And so that was when they basically decided to bring trading and investing to the mainstream and make it accessible to anyone and everyone. And so that, it could just start to enrich, empower, and educate the lives of people all over the world. But not only that, you could do that in the sense by giving people the tools to change their current circumstances completely. So now I'm proud to say that not only have they actually begun to achieve that, but they're actually scheduled to become a $2 billion company by the end of 2020. And that's honestly by helping over 1 million people worldwide. So before I go any further, what I want to talk to you guys a bit about is, the concept of how people earn their money, because this is a big indicator and help in order to understand why investing is important and why it's so important to start looking at multiple streams of income. So what you'll see on the slide right now is a pie chart that was actually coined by an author known as Robert Kiyosaki, who is a serial entrepreneur himself, and basically tried to divide up how people are earning their money into 4 basic categories. So before I move on to that, what I just want to highlight to you guys is that actually, when we look at the world and how wealth is distributed, we all can see that it's actually pretty unequal. You have 95% of the world's population that seem to have access to 5% of the world's wealth. And then you have 5% of the world's population that seem to have access to 95% of the world's wealth. And so you think, well, why is distribution so unequal in that sense? And it honestly comes down to 2 key factors. The first one being how people are earning their money. And the second one being, what is people's relationship and mindset towards money? And the easiest way you can actually see this, or I can explain this as being true, is say we were to take all the money in, say, the world, and put it into one pot and then give everyone the exact same amount. But what you'd find is by tomorrow or by next week, the rich would be rich again and the poor would be poor again. But hold on a minute, we all started with the same amount, right? But the key thing that changes, or the key thing that happens, is that the rich go back to earning their money the way they used to, and the poor go back to earning their money the way they used to. And also the relationship and the mindset with money never changed, right? So what Robert Kiyosaki was basically showing was, in order to change how wealth is distributed, we need to start to empower and educate people on, firstly, how people are earning their money, or the different ways to earn your money, and also your mindset with regards to money. So when we look at this pie chart, you'll start to see that everyone is basically divvied up into different categories. So we'll start with the 60%, because that's where most of us fall. And that's when you're working for someone else. And so the easiest way to identify if you're working for someone else is, do you have a boss? Do you have to ask your boss if you want a raise? Do you have to ask your boss if you want to take a few days out? Or if you're ill, is the first person you need to call your boss? Anything that basically dictates your life or dictates your work and income that is based on your boss, that means that you're basically part of the 60%. And there's nothing wrong with being part of the 60%. Me as a medical student, I know that when I graduate as a doctor, I'll also be falling into that 60%. But a lot of us know that only being part of the 60% isn't really the best way to live, because there's quite a lot of downfalls. What if you ask for that raise and your boss says no? The answer's no. Or what if you want to go on holiday next week, but it doesn't fit with your shifts or your rotas? Or what if you took out 6 days of your normal leave through the year because you were ill, and now you also want to go on holiday or spend time with your kids? The answer is no. And so you're continuously in that cycle of, if my boss says no, the answer is no. So then what a lot of people find is that to get out of the 60%, they try to shift into the 35%. And this is basically when you're classed as the self-employed or working for yourself. And so the easiest way to know if you're part of this category is basically, are you your own boss? Have you sacked the boss? And so this lifestyle in itself, it sounds amazing, because if you think about it, you get to decide how much you get paid, you get to decide who you work with, you get to decide when you work, you're basically in charge, right? But a lot of you on this call who are actually part of the self-employed will know the pitfalls or the downfalls that you quickly start to basically become accustomed to. And the biggest one is that, well, now you're not at the mercy of your boss anymore. You're at the mercy of your responsibilities, because say next week your family wants to go on holiday, you might have to say no, not because you want to. And if you don't get paid, then you can't pay for the bills, you can't pay for your mortgage, you can't pay for your kids. And all of a sudden, your responsibilities are what are tying you down into work. And what you'll find is, if we basically add these two categories up, this makes up the 95%. And notice how I said at the start, the 95% of the population have access to 5% of the world's wealth. And so the key thing you want to identify with these two categories is that people are continuously exchanging their time for money. You want more money, you take up more shifts. And if you don't go to work or don't invest your time, then all of a sudden you're not going to get paid as much. Now, with the last 5% that seem to have access to 95% of the world's wealth, they've basically coined or become smart in terms of knowing how to fit exchanging value and exchanging skills for money instead of exchanging their time for money. So the first one I'm going to explain is the 4% who are business owners. So a lot of us have heard of businesses such as McDonald's or Starbucks, and what the owners of these businesses or the CEOs have basically done is they've created fully fledged businesses that are able to run without them there. Let's take Starbucks for an example. When you go into Starbucks, do any of you guys see the boss there? Heck, I don't even think I know what he or she looks like. And the key reason is because as long as coffee or as long as product is being able to be supplied to the customers, and as long as customers are able to actually get their coffee, then cash is continuously flowing through that business. And so the boss doesn't really need to be there, and everyone's getting paid and customers are happy. And then it comes down to the point of, well, as the CEO of Starbucks or the owner of Starbucks, if I want more money, what do? I don't have to put in more shifts. I just need to build a new Starbucks, right? And so all of a sudden, what we've done is exchanged value or exchanged skill for time. But then a lot of us will also realize, and some people on this call might actually be business owners themselves, and they might actually realize the two key downfalls to business. The first one being that at the start, if you don't have a lot of money, you have to basically wear all the hats. So remember when I said at the start that it's about giving your time back and not exchanging your time for money? Well, when you start a business, you're basically in charge of the product, you're in charge of finances, you're in charge of clients, you're in charge of advertising, to the point where when you're wearing all the hats, that takes up a lot more of your time. And don't even mention if you've got a full-time job alongside it. And the second key disadvantage tends to be something that we've seen recently with COVID. Sometimes you could have the best product out there or the best business, but if customers physically can't reach products, then supply stops, right? Cash isn't flowing through that business. And so then the business has to go bust, or the business has to stop, not because it wants to, but because it has to. And that's when a lot of business owners or people have now moved into the 1%, which is the investor mindset. And so how investing works is basically, there's different the most common type, which is property, because I feel like a lot of us have heard of that. And that's when you take your money from the bank and invest it into a property and see it change in value over a few years and then basically reap the profits. Now, there's actually two key disadvantages that a lot of us will find on this call, or a lot of us have actually experienced as barriers. And those are that, number one, not everyone has the money to just buy a house up front or even put down a deposit or on a mortgage or anything. And second of all, people don't have time to wait for the value to change on a house. People can't wait 2 to 3 years because houses, like we know, don't change overnight. And that was when the I Mastery Academy realized that, okay, if we want to enrich, empower, and educate the lives of thousands of people, millions of people all over the world, we need to start picking investment types that have a low barrier to entry, aka you don't need a lot of money to start, and you can start seeing returns quite quickly. And so that was basically when they decided to talk more about Forex. So Forex is a type of investment similar to stocks and shares, and it basically stands for the foreign exchange. So many of you have already heard of this industry, but what I'm going to do is just go over a few facts about it. So it's actually the largest liquid market in the world, and this slide is currently out of date, but $6 trillion is actually moved in this market every single day. And so that makes it larger than the London Stock Exchange and the New York Stock Exchange combined. And believe it or not, but you're actually already participating in the Forex market as we speak. Literally, if you've ever been on holiday, if you've ever exchanged your money, or heck, even if you keep your money in the bank, you're in the Forex market. And yeah, I said it, the banks are basically trading your money in the market as we speak. And the easiest way to know that is no wonder you can't take all your money out at once, right? And you know that 0.1% interest that you make, or that a lot of us make off it? Well, that's a tiny fraction of what the banks are actually making off your money every single day. So then it comes down to that question of, well, what if you knew how to do it for yourself, right? Or what if you knew how to multiply your money in the exact same way the large banks do, right? And that's exactly what the I Am Mastery Academy wants to teach people and empower people with basically the opportunity to do. So a few more facts. It's a market that's open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, and it's worldwide, which means that you can actually start trading at any point, anytime. Also, a lot of you might not realize, but when you're actually exchanging money at the bureau, you have to physically exchange, say, your pounds for dollars and then exchange it back. But when you're trading on the foreign exchange market, it's not actually, no physical handling of money is actually required because it's all done online via secure brokers. At the Academy, they also teach or go into digital currencies. And so how digital currencies work, these are things like Bitcoin and Litecoin, also similar to Forex. And this is a market that's actually growing towards 1 trillion, so it's definitely one to keep your eye on. And a lot of you might have heard of it, especially when it came to the change in value. If we compare it to 2010, when one Bitcoin was actually worth 10 cents, and now I believe it recently hit a value of 12,000 US dollars. So now you can really see the importance of investing and how your money can just grow from you putting it into something and leaving it there. And so Bitcoin is definitely something to watch out for because it's scheduled to hit 6 to 7 figures in the next 2 to 3 years, I believe. Now here at the Academy, they also offer a high frequency mastery academy. And so what this is, it's just a more fast-paced way of trading. And so it includes things like binary. And also, when you're trading this, it's more recommended for people who already have a background in Forex, but by no means you can still try. Now, I've talked a bit about all the different types of investments that the I Am Mastery Academy tries to specialize in to help people get into investing as soon as possible. But how do people actually learn how to invest with the I Am Mastery Academy? Well, the first thing that you have access to when you enroll with the I Am Mastery Academy is the Basic Academy, or the I Am Center. And so what the I Am Center provides is bite-sized videos about 3 to 4 minutes long, going over, the basics of what is Forex, how it works, when you can trade, not only just going over the theory and the key terminology, but also diving into how you can start making trades and actually start making money. Because at the end of the day, if people aren't learning and people aren't earning, then there's no point of the academy. And also, the key reason why we have these basic videos is because when Christopher Terry decided to create a platform that could enrich, empower, and educate the lives of millions of people, no matter what your background, we wanted to make sure that everyone was at that level playing field that we can then build on. Now, this is my favorite part, and in honesty, I think that the Go Live system that I'm going to talk about is basically what gives I Am Mastery Academy that competitive edge. It would not be racking up to $2 billion or featured in Forbes without the Go Live system. And how the Go Live system works is this is where you get interactive mentorship with over 100 handpicked 6 to 7 figure traders who not only have the figures and the account sizes to prove that they're making consistent profits and know what they're doing, but they also know how to teach. Now, with the Go Live system and this live mentorship, there's quite a few advantages to it, especially the way that the I Am Mastery Academy has actually structured it. So the first thing is that they've made sure there's at least one educator live every single hour of the day. So it doesn't matter what the situation is, whether you're only free at 2 a.m. or 6 a.m. before your day, or you're having to schedule things around your kids or around your current job, you don't need to worry because there's always an educator you can plug into. And so there's never that excuse that I can't change my financial future or I can't change my life because no one's there to teach. Also, with this mentorship being live, the two key advantages that I found, especially when I joined about 11 months ago, was firstly the fact that when it's live, you can ask questions to the educator there and then. So when you enroll with the academy, you do have access to multiple mentors, myself included, who can answer any questions and always help to put you in a position to win. But I always think, well, why wait until the end of a live session to then ask your mentor when you can ask the educator themselves? And so with it being live, you have that opportunity. And the second key thing is that say you've just come off the basic videos and you understand trading, but you're not 100% confident in your own ability, well, you don't need to worry, because if you've been plugging into a specific educator for quite a while now, and you know that a lot of his trades do well, then because it's live, you have the opportunity to basically copy that trade into your own account and make money from it. So then it comes down to the questions of, well, did you know that particular setup like the back of your hand? No. Was it the first time you came across it? Maybe. Do you need a few more times to really understand or spot these kind of setups? Yeah. But did you make money? Yeah. And that's how the I Am Mastery Academy can actually incorporate that learn and earn system. Now, with the I Am Mastery Academy, what they also have is access to different scanning tools, and these are known as your strategies or your weapons, in other words. And so how these work is that, say now we've just basically learned how to trade, we're now also confident in our ability, but there's so many different things you can trade, all the different currency pairs, gold, silver, oil, all of it. But remember how I said it's all about giving you your time back? Well, what these different scanning tools do is, instead of you looking through that long list of different things that you can trade, these scanning tools will basically look for anything you're looking for, anything that closely resembles what you're looking for, and flag it up. So now, instead of you looking through that long list, all you have to do is look through that short list of things that have been flagged up. And remember that the scanning tools are not things you want to rely on. These are basically things that save time and help you identify key setups so you don't miss any. And you can then start deciding, do I want to take this trade or do I not? And with each of the scanning tools, remember that they have a success rate of about 85 to 90%. So they all mean business. And it's not a case of one's better than the other. It's just a case of, firstly, what are you looking for? And secondly, what do you like the look of? Now, also here at the I Am Mastery Academy, they also have key features and apps that enable you to start copying and pasting trades. So similar to some sort of signal services that a lot of you might have been exposed to in the past. And so how this works is that you can have direct contact with a lot of your favorite educators who will be calling out trades or particular setups that might be profitable. And so you have the opportunity to basically copy and paste into your own account and start making money on the move. And with this slide, this is pretty key because it was only launched back in April, but a lot of people understand, and some of you might on this call might also know, that trading is actually only 20% skill, but 80% mindset. So it doesn't matter how great your strategy is, or it doesn't matter how good you are at reading charts, but if you don't have your mindset or your personal development unlock, then it can be quite difficult to start compounding an account or actually generating quite a lot of wealth. So what the I Am Mastery Academy has done is they've partnered up with Bob Proctor, a key mindset coach over in the States, who has an exclusive series with the Academy itself that goes over, how you can start trading and also be a profitable trader by taking care of your mindset. So I basically explained to you, firstly, all the different things that the I Am Mastery Academy focuses on, and also how it delivers its teaching and learning. So now the big question is, how do you get started? So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to go over the 4 different packages and then also talk to you about the scholarship system that we have in place. And when I started, the key thing that struck me was the price, because I remember going through all of this and realizing, well, if this is a skill that can earn me thousands, if not millions, then it tends to be priced accordingly. So what the I Am Mastery Academy understood was, if we were to stick a big fat juicy price tag on something, it can be quite difficult for people to start accessing it now. So what they've done is tried to keep price as low as possible so it's accessible to as many people all over the world, but also enough to actually create future development, and continue to provide the best education possible. So there's 4 packages, but what I'm going to do is direct you to 2 mainly, and then the rest will start to make sense. So the first package is the FRX Academy. And so what this is, a startup of $234.95, and then a monthly subscription of $174.95. And so with this package, what you get access to is the whole Mastery Academy, all of the go lives, and also access to one of the scanning tools for free, and that's the Harmonic Scanner. And then the next package I'm going to draw your attention to is the Elite package. So this is a startup of $324.95 and a monthly subscription of $274.95. And the key thing that makes this package different is, say you wanted to get the FRX package, the HFX package, and the DCX package all together, it comes down to quite a lot of money. So what they've done is basically created a combo package that gives you access to all of the different academies and all of the different scanning tools, but for a cheaper price. But don't worry, because if the Elite package isn't for you, you can still customize your original package by just adding things on. So adding different apps, adding different scanning tools. But obviously, if you're going to start adding quite a few things on, then it might just be cheaper to get the Elite package. Now, when we break down the price, the key thing that struck me was the fact that it was a monthly subscription, because that comes down to about $5 a day. And no one enters the industry of trading to earn $5 a day. I mean, a lot of us wouldn't even touch a job if it was offering $5 an hour, let alone $5 a day. So what you'll find is, as you start to learn how to trade and start implementing what the educators are teaching, then you'll start to make money through trading, and a portion of that money can start paying towards your monthly membership. So all of a sudden, the knowledge that you're gaining, the skills, the development is paying for itself. Now, another thing that we have is a scholarship system, because the Academy also runs in over 120 different countries. And so they understand that in some parts of the world, money is not easy. So similar to how if you were to say have a meal at your favorite restaurant, or go to JD and buy a pair of shoes, if you were to recommend them to a friend, you would get 20% off, right? Well, it's similar here. How the Academy works is, say you're now learning and earning, and your friends are thinking, well, how are you basically making all of that money? What are you doing? If you were to refer the Academy to 2 friends who then also join and are also learning and earning, well, then your monthly membership is waived. So remember how I said at the start that it's about $5 a day that goes towards your monthly? Well, now everything you make through trading is purely profit to you. So now not only are you learning and earning, but also your friends are learning and earning. So I basically explained the price, but I know a lot of you on this call want to hear from a few of the students or a few of the people who are actually a part of the actual academy. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to pass it over to my amazing business partner, colleague, and friend, Isha. She's amazing. She recently joined the academy and has fully flourished, and actually seeing her growth and how much of a leader and an amazing woman she's become and is continuously becoming is crazy. So you can hear her yourself. Can we get some noise in the chat box as well, just to welcome her, because she's honestly an amazing woman, and she'll be bringing on quite a few other guests. So Isha. Right, perfect.
You see me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Isha, and I'm 18 years old. So I actually got started in this business quite a few months ago. And the reason being was because I was working a job, and I found that that job wasn't really giving me the things that I wanted in terms of, the money side of things. I was working like 12 hours a day just to make a certain amount, and I was coming back home absolutely shattered. And I was thinking, like, this isn't the life that I really want to live. I want to be able to make money, but not have to work, not have to physically exchange my time for money. And so that's when I actually come across this business. And, ever since I've been here, it's been absolutely amazing. It was my plan B at the start, but now it's turned into my plan A, and I absolutely love it. I mean, everyone here has been absolutely great. The mentors, just everything. So what I actually want to do is I want to bring on a few people to give some testimonials, and just really just go into what got them started and why they're still here. So the first person I want to bring on is an absolute power woman. She's called Mandeep, and she's from Leicester. So she's actually got a background in the corporate world, and then it got to a point where she actually fired her boss. So let's find out Mandeep's story. So I'm going to bring Mandeep onto the call. Mandeep,
hi, Isha.
Hi, Mandeep.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yes, I'm very well. I'm very well. So, hello everyone. Hope you're doing amazing. My name is Mandy. I'm from Leicester. There we go. Sorry, just lost you there. So my name is Mandy. I'm from Leicester, and basically I come from a corporate background where I was working in the education sector, and it was a little crazy because I was doing 10 hours a day for a whole decade. So 10 hours a day, I was working 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. for 10 years. And at the end of that decade, I said, you know what? I need to change. For things to change, I have to change. And my mentor asked me a very important question, which I'd never actually thought of. He said, Mandeep, in the last 10 years that you've been working, how much of that money that has flown through your bank account have you actually multiplied? And I sat back and I thought, I've spent a lot, I've saved a little, but I've invested and multiplied nothing. And he said, why not? Why not to use this platform of FRX Mastery Academy to help you along the way? You know, you want to travel, you want to retire your parents, you want to start a property portfolio, you want to be your own boss. So why not to take the decision to make it work? And do you know what? Most people would probably think, well, what if it doesn't work? What if I don't have the time? What if I can't afford it? Do you know what I said? I said, yes, I'm going to go for it. Do you know why? Because I thought, what if it does happen? What if I do sack my boss? What if I do make my dreams come true? And I'm really proud to say that within 15 months of giving this platform a go, I managed to sack my boss. I retired age 32. In fact, I knocked off 36 years from my retirement. So instead of, retiring in my late 60s, I'm now age 32. I do this full time. And I'm now in the process of helping my parents to do the same thing. So honestly, for those of you who are looking to, whether it's earn a couple of £100 a month or learn the skill of Forex or sack your bosses or travel the world or create your own economy, give this a go. There's no contract. After 28 days, if you're not happy with the products, no problem. You can leave it and that will be it. But for those of you that really see a vision, trust me, this is something that's helping me. It's helping Isha, it's helping Maria and 300,000 other customers across the world. So thank you very much for having me on. This is an amazing platform. Like, I love it. And I'm actually basically one of the trainers as well for the team. So if you want to catch Pips live, if you want to make profit on your phones from your smartphone online, I'm your girl, I'm your lady. I will help you to do that. And thank you very much for having me on. Isha, back over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mandeep. And Mandeep's absolutely amazing. I mean, when I first joined, she was such a good mentor to me, and she's actually part of the Women Empowerment group as well. She's the person that created this. So if that's something that you're into, empowering other women and, like getting everyone to the top, then she's your girl. So the next person I want to bring on is someone who's actually really successful. So he's an author, and he's based down in Leicester as well. He's actually he does quite a few different things. He is a serial entrepreneur. He does property, he does trading, he does Bitcoin. The list goes on. But honestly, he is absolutely amazing, and I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't without his help. So everyone, I want to welcome to the stage Dr. Jav. So you're there, put you on.
Okay, Isha, thank you so much for that. If you can hear me, just drop me a 777 in the chat box. And yeah, firstly, I'm not from Leicester, so I've only been to Leicester a few times, and certainly, I'm not from Leicester. But anyway, yeah, thank you for that, Isha. Yeah, my name is Dr. Jav. I've been in business now for over 2 decades. Now, a quick overview about myself. Now, going back a fair few years, I was told to work hard at school, get good grades, go to university, work hard again, get good grades, and then get a good job. And you know what? I did that to a T. I went to university for 8 years, a very, very long time. And I left university with a doctorate and also an MBA, a business degree from one of the top universities. Now, I used to work in the city of London as a consultant, 70 to 80 hours a week. 70 to 80 hours a week as a consultant in London. The pay was good, but I spent it all. So effectively, every single month, I had more month at the end of the money. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And I was working 70 to 80 hours a week. So if my boss said to me, you have to be in France today, I had to catch the Eurostar and get into France within a couple of hours. I actually went to France, I think probably about 15 or 16 times. When I was a consultant, I went to Germany many, many times. And interestingly, I went to France, Paris so many times, yet I did not see the Eiffel Tower once. So yeah, so that's when I decided that, you know, enough was enough. I did not want to work 70 to 80 hours anymore, and I became an entrepreneur. Initially, I became a property investor. I became a property millionaire within about 2 or 3 years, and then I came across Forex trading, which is what we're talking about today. I actually moved from property to Forex trading for a reason, and that reason was because in property, you can earn a very, very good income. However, what I learned in Forex trading, you can earn the same income from one property that you achieve in 1 year in a single day from Forex trading, which is what I've been doing. You can earn the same income from one property that you earn in a year in a single day from Forex trading, which is absolutely amazing. And that is why banks do Forex trading, and that is why banks do not invest in property. Now, one of my mentors said to me a long time ago, if you want to be wealthy, if you want to be financially free, you need to act and behave like a bank. By doing foreign exchange, you are doing that. You're doing exactly the same as the banks do every single day. My mentor said to me a few years ago, Dr. Jav, how much money have you made on your money in the last decade? And in all honesty, I did not know what he was talking about. And then I thought to myself, how much money have I made on my money in my bank account in the last decade, in the last 10 years? And the answer to that was a big fat zero. Banks are paying close to 0% interest at the moment. So a lot of savers are losing money. In fact, if you have a bank account, you are already losing money on that bank account because interest rates are so low and inflation is going up. So effectively, you're making less than zero on your bank account. However, although you might be making zero, your bank is making millions, in fact, trillions every single day from your money. Banks collectively make $1 trillion every single day through foreign exchange, and they're doing it with your money. Is it not about time that you made even a small fraction of what the banks make every single day from foreign exchange? That is why I do foreign exchange, and the reason I'm part of the academy is because we have a system. The system allows you to save yourself time, energy, and money. You can go out there and try and learn how to trade on YouTube, but that will take you years. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of strategies on YouTube, and half the stuff on YouTube doesn't work anyway. That is why we have this system. We have an amazing system of live mentorship, which I use every single day, very much like I'm speaking to you this very minute. Your mentor will speak to you via a similar setup every single day and teach you and show you how to trade. Now, going back to school, your teacher said to you, do not plagiarize, do not copy. I'm telling you to copy, to plagiarize. That is how I learned how to trade. Your mentors, once you join the academy, you will be assigned to several mentors. Your mentors will tell you to copy their trades while they are trading live with you on screen. My recommendation is for you to do that. That's how I learned to trade. That's how Isha learned to trade. That's how Maria's learned to trade. And that's how 300,000 traders all over the world in 120 countries have learned how to trade. Now, I've been around a long time. I've been an entrepreneur for many, many years, and I know what works out there. I was a property millionaire in my early 30s. I became a Forex trader. Prior to that, I was doing stocks and shares as well. But to be honest, you cannot compare Forex trading to stocks and shares. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and to expect different results. And that is where I was when I was working in corporate. I tried to get out of it many, many times, but in all honesty, I did not know about entrepreneurship. This opportunity had not come to me at that time. At that point in time, my mindset was all over the place. So I was effectively passing over opportunities repeatedly. I did not know what I was doing. However, what I'm saying to you, as someone who's been around, quite a long time as an entrepreneur, what I'm saying to you is give it a go, give it 90 days. When I started Forex trading with the academy, I did not even know what Forex stood for. However, I took a leap of faith. I jumped into the water at the deep end, and slowly but surely I became a very, very good trader. And I'm glad to say I am financially free. And many, many of our students, many, many of our traders in over 120 plus countries are also financially free. It beats working in a job for a living. There's no 9 to 5 when it comes to trading. You can be anyone, anywhere in the world, your sex, your age. The color of your skin is irrelevant. Where you were born is irrelevant, which is why we have thousands of traders coming into the academy every single day. So profits are better than wages, and that's what you get as a trader. In a job, obviously you're earning wages. We're here to ensure that you become financially free. All we want from you is the attitude to succeed. My name is Dr. Jav. Thank you for listening to me. I'll see every single person on this presentation at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. Thank you, Isha.
Thank you, Dr. Jav. That was absolutely amazing. And I mean, you know, he's such a great man, and he gives so much advice. You've literally got advice from a property millionaire Forex trader. So yeah. Okay, so I want to talk to you a bit about something else now. So obviously Maria gave you told you a bit about, you know, this whole trading thing, but the academy actually has something else to offer, which is really interesting. And it's another opportunity and another way to make money. So I'm just going to share my screen with you guys and show you. So can we all see that? Just drop it in the chat box if you can. Yeah. All right. Okay. So what this is you can actually become an independent business owner with the academy. Now, when Maria was talking about, you know, you can bring on 2 people and you get your education for free. Well, now if like more people wanted to join, you can actually start making money out of this. So let me just show you this. So for example, for every time you bring on a person, you get $25 extra, whether that's with the Forex, HFX or DCX package. If they choose to sign up with the elite package, then you'll actually get $50 extra. Now this is residual income, and what that means is because you've done something once, you'll always get paid for it. And I mean, as a student, or whether you're working a part-time job or anything like that, just having that extra source of income can really help anyone and really help someone's finances. Especially given the current situation we're in today and the pandemic, you can never really rely on one source of income, and this academy provides you with 2. Now, this is where things start getting a little bit more interesting. So we've got these things known as rankings. Now, let's say if you were to personally enroll 3 people, you actually hit the rank of Platinum 150, where you're making $150 a month. Now, obviously, to you that might not be a lot, but this is where you can grow and actually start making a lot more money. So Platinum 600 is the next rank up. You accumulate 12 people, and what I mean by accumulate is, you know, you don't have to enroll 12 people yourself. Let's say if you bring on a few friends and they also know people who bring on people, that'll add to your organization, and then you'll be making $600 a month. And then it continues on. Platinum 1000, you accumulate 30 people, you're making 1,000 a month. Now, the next side is where things start getting a bit more interesting, and the ranks go higher and higher, and the residual income you make, you know, increases. So for example, you've got Platinum 2000, right? 75 people, you're making 2,000 a month. Platinum 5,000 a month, and it goes all the way to, you know, Chairman 500. And there's actually been people who have actually smashed through these ranks, and this chart's not actually updated. There's actually the rank of Chairman 750, where people are actually making 750,000 a month. So with that amount of money, like, I mean, anyone could do anything with that, really. And so yeah, that's this whole compensation plan. So like I said, you know, you start referring people on, you'll start making money for that, and it's all residual. Now, I'm just going to stop sharing that for a moment. So I actually want to, before we finish off, just bring on one more person, and she's also a medical student. She's based in Lancaster, and she's another amazing power woman. Now let's see why she got onto this platform. So I'm going to unmute Mandeep. Mandeep, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, let me just put your camera on. Yeah. Hi Mandeep, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. I'm so happy and grateful for everyone who's on the call today. Honestly, guys, like one of the best things that you can do for these kind of things is to show up. So well done to you guys. Honestly, it's so important. Isha, did you want to ask anything?
Yeah, so what actually got you into trading? Like, obviously you're a medical student, you know, you're quite intense. It's quite an intense course. You're always studying. But what got you into the business?
Well, I was actually quite inspired by my dad. So my dad is also a doctor, but on the side, he does investment kind of things. He does property, he does stocks. So I was kind of like, oh, so you're not, you know, where you are financially because you're a doctor. Okay, well, you know, I've gotten quite used to the lifestyle that you give me. I kind of want to attain that myself. So I happened to see it on Maria's story, which is so interesting because my boyfriend mentioned Forex, and I was just like, I don't even know what that is. Next day, best believe, law of attraction, all that, I saw it on Maria's story. So I reached out, we had a call, and I got signed up. And honestly, I can't even say that I looked back. I haven't looked back at all. Like, the money is cool and all, and honestly, I'm just seeing it as a vehicle for things, because when I graduate, I want to work for Doctors Without Borders, and because it's a charity, I'm not going to get paid for that. So all the things that I'm doing now is to pay for my lifestyle when I reach that point. But for me, the thing that really attracted me was the mindset stuff. It has honestly changed my life. It's changed my routine. It's changed me spiritually, emotionally, mentally. I now respond to my situations instead of reacting to them. It is one of the best things that you can actually ever do. Because guys, it's not just about trading. It's not just about making money. It's so much more. It's about helping your community, helping your church, helping the people around you. When we share these experiences, it's not just to be like, yeah, guys, like, we're making money. It's actually to be like, guys, we're changing the world one person at a time. So I think that's like one of the best things that I could say about this experience. Like, honestly, I wake up every morning and I smile, knowing that I'm a part of this team. So
wow,
guys,
thank you so much for that, Mandeep. I just wanted to ask one last thing. So what's one piece of advice you'd give to all 43 participants that are probably thinking like, okay, I want to join, but I'm not too sure? What's the key thing you would say to them?
If your heart is telling you yes in this moment right now, act upon it. Act upon it. You don't need to sit and think about it. Act upon it now. Go back to the person who told you about this call and message them and be like, okay, let's do this.
Thank you so much, Mandeep. Okay,
thank you.
See ya. Bye. Okay, so we had 3 amazing testimonials from 3 amazing leaders. So now I want to bring it back to Maria and let Maria finish off everything. But honestly, it was so nice speaking to you guys, and I hope you really do take on board everything that was said here, because not only is this, you know, a good way to make money, but to help you in other areas of life. I've learned so many skills here, and you know what, it's really boosted my confidence. I wouldn't have even imagined myself speaking in front of people, but you know what, it's all about stepping outside your comfort zone, taking on a new challenge and everything. Because there's a quote that Richard Branson says that, you know, don't worry about, just take the risk and then worry about the how and the why after. So with that in mind, I'm going to pass you over back to Maria again. Maria.
Thank you so much, Isha. Honestly, I just want to start by saying thank you to everyone that spoke today. Hey, everyone. Why I got started 11 months ago and why I continue to stay within the academy and actually grow. So to get enrolled, what you want to do is go back to the person that brought you onto the call, and they'll help you through the whole process and also answer any additional questions that you might have. But that's honestly it from us, and I can't wait to welcome you all to the family. Now it's down to you. What will you become?